Hi, it's Kathleen from oldworldfarmhouse.com. Usually on my channel I talk about all things vintage interiors, but today I'm going a little different. I bet I'm not the only one who not only loves vintage French country interiors or English country style or even Swedish country style, and also loves vintage fashion or classic fashion. So that's where I'm going today. I'm going to tell you a little story about my new winter coat. It's this gorgeous caramel is the color. It's called Caramel and it's from Coat Check, which is a company out of Chicago. It's actually a woman named Liz. This is the coat. I'm going to back up so you can see it. And here is the belt and how it goes on. The story of this coat is my last two coats have been vintage finds. I love to shop secondhand, as you might know, if you've been around my channel at all. And I wanted to find a secondhand coat, but I was also open to finding something new because my camel coat, I loved it so much, but it wore out a little faster than I wanted it to because, of course, I'd already given someone else years and years of great service before I came into possession of it. But I wanted something made in the USA, and I stumbled across, just Googling around made in USA, I stumbled across Liz's website, Coat Check. I think she was, Coat Check Room. It was Coat Check Chicago, and she's recently rebranded to Coat Check Room, so I'm having a hard time. When I found her, she was Coat Check Chicago, and then she rebranded shortly thereafter. So I found Coat Check Room, and I loved her story of being the designer and the maker of these coats, and she had an offer on her website to enter to win $200 off any coat. Well, so of course I signed up, and to my great shock, I won. I've never won anything like that before. It was so exciting. So I hung on to my little coupon for months and months, and I kept looking at her site, and I wasn't sure. And honestly, I wasn't sure about spending as much money because even with the $200 off, since it is a made in America coat with made in America textiles, you can imagine the price is higher than something that was made overseas. Of course, it has to be, right? And I'm going to pause because my cat is playing with my microphone cord and I'm afraid she's going to pull my camera down. Kitty, go away. She's the same color as my coat. Okay, so she did. She pulled my entire camera down and now I'm gonna try to readjust just on the fly here. Silly cat. I think I'll come up for a little while for a close-up here. And I just got it in the mail and I'm so thrilled with it. This coat is made of wool from American Woolen out in Connecticut. It is gorgeous. It's very warm and cozy. It's this lovely caramel color, which is my favorite color for a coat. I think probably because of my hair, it just works really well with redheads, but it comes in other colorways like black and red, I believe, as well. When I got it, the sleeves were pulled straight so that I could cuff them to exactly where I wanted them to be. And of course, now that I'm on camera, I'm not gonna be able to do it in an elegant way at all. But there we go. So it has the shape of a classic camel hair coat, which is sort of, I think, modeled after the camel hair robe that perhaps English gentlemen wore with their smoking slippers. Pockets on the side, which of course is indispensable. Love the pockets. And it closes with a snap here, but then also down here it's sewn in, there's a magnetic closure that just kind of, you don't have to really do anything, it just kind of closes. So it has two closings to keep you nice and toasty. And then the belt is, of course, it's optional. And she said that she doesn't sew it on because you should sew it on to like exactly where your waist hits. So I'll get some little threads and sew some belt loops on the sides here before I actually wear it, hopefully. But you could just go unbelted as well. It fits really well. It's obviously big enough that if I had sweaters on, it would still fit without me being like Ralphie in A Christmas Story. And I love when the sleeves of something hit right in the middle of my hands, because again, when you have a sweater on or something, it tends to creep up. And so they end up being here anyway. But I love knowing that by buying this coat, even though it's more than I usually like to spend on anything, I'm supporting a local maker, Liz, who's doing incredible work, outstanding work. And I know the clothing was made ethically and it was made, and I'm supporting local. I'd so much rather have one beautiful quality coat that I take really good care of than a whole bunch of coats that I take indifferent care of. Liz has a great section on her website too about caring for your coat and doing things like dry cleaning it yearly. Length, this is, I think, a great classic length. It's just below my knee. I need a coat that I can sit in the car in, and this fits the bill. I love that this has snaps and the magnetic closure instead of a zipper or something like that. Zippers are so dangerous, I think, because sometimes and often in my experience the zipper wears out before the material does, and then it's just such a hassle to replace it. And the last thing about this coat that I just love is this thick collar that I can pop up. Of course, I can wear a scarf in here for extra warmth, and then on a really cold day this will protect my neck. Oh, one last thing about the coat and any coat in general. So this is a really great quality coat, and one of the reasons, besides the beautiful fabric and the beautiful tailoring, lining of this coat is sewn all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't just drop down and end in a hem. This is a beautiful, I don't know what kind of fabric, but it's a really pretty stripe. Coat check, a Chicago original, 90% wool, 10% cashmere, sewn in USA, woven in USA. How cool is that? American Woolen Company, producers of the finest worsted and woolen cloth, Stafford Springs, Connecticut. I just love that. I feel like this is something you would find at a vintage shop from 50 or 70 years ago and be so excited to find. And I'm so excited to be able to buy it new from Liz at Coat Checkroom in Chicago. I'm always looking for really high quality and a low price when I am looking for a winter coat. It's usually in the past meant for me sourcing my winter coats used. My most recent two from two different Goodwill. And the reason I decided to go new really was because the last two, for as much as I loved them and as much as I wore the heck out of them, they did wear out a bit quickly, and I just thought, you know, just for once I'm going to get something new that's going to wear with me, and I'm very excited to see how many years this coat does last me. I'm hoping for 10 plus. If you are looking for a made in USA coat, I would highly recommend Coat Checkroom Chicago. This is only one of several gorgeous, timeless and classic styles that she sells. And that is really more than, I love the made in USA, but the thing that I love the most about her is understanding of classic women's coat styles and her hearkening back to them in her designs. I decided to go ahead and buy a brand new coat, which feels like a real splurge to me. It's the first time in many years that I have done so, but I totally understand if you are not in the position to do that for whatever reason. And I just want to really quickly recap my tips for looking for a wonderful, warm, classic coat secondhand. The better prices, just locally, real time, online. People tend to know more what they have and charge accordingly. For example, I got my beautiful red boiled wool coat at the local Goodwill for $12, and the one I got on the online Goodwill, the the camel's hair, it was $25. Look for real fabrics, look for tags that say wool. Train yourself to recognize what wool feels like, or cashmere or camel hair. Train yourself to look for those fabrics, look for tags that state what the fabric is. Train yourself to be able to feel and know what a fabric is. Look to make sure the lining is sewn all the way in and isn't just hanging loose. Really good lining is really important. When the lining starts to go on the coat, it's not as warm and it's really uncomfortable to wear as well. So look for good, thick, sturdy linings. You do want to look at buying a new coat. Our ways around paying the full price, of course, you could buy off season. Like I just ordered this during Liz's pre-order sale that she had in July, which I believe she also does an amazing Black Friday sale. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up down below if you liked it. And if you have any opinions or hot tips and tricks for finding beautiful, high quality vintage clothing out there, please share in the comments below. This is Kathleen from oldworldfarmhouse.com. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.